Hello and welcome to this Week 8 edition of the LL Football Preview Show here on GameTimePA.com. I'm John Buffone, and with me as always is Pat Huggins and Andrew Callahan of the Lebanon Daily News, and we're here to break down three of the most interesting matchups in the Lancaster-Lebanon League for Week 8. Gentlemen, we're coming down the home stretch. Teams are trying to make their final push to the playoffs. We're going to see who rises and who falls. Let's start with the Section 1 showdown. Wilson at Manheim Township. Now, before the season began, a lot of people thought this could be the Section 1 championship game, so to speak. And so far, I guess that premonition has held true. Both teams are undefeated in section play. And you also kind of have a tale of the immovable object versus the unstoppable force, with Manheim Township's offense averaging almost 35 points per game. And Wilson's defense is only giving up 8.5 points a game. Probably one of the hardest hitting teams I've seen in a while in high school football. But this game is at Manheim Township. The Bulldogs haven't lost a section game since 2007. Last team to beat them, Manheim Township. So a lot of storylines going in this game. Kind of a offense-defense kind of thing. How do you guys see this kind of shaking out a little bit?
Well, Wilson has such a long winning streak going there, and it's got to end at some point. Why not this week? I think it's going to be tough, but I think Manheim Township might have the offense to kind of do some damage to Wilson's defense and maybe give themselves a little bit of a chance. I mean, it won't be easy. Wilson's not going to give up that win streak very easily, but I think I'd give Manheim Township kind of a puncher's chance this week.
And I think the biggest part about that puncher's chance is the fact of how quickly Manheim Township can strike. So even if they happen to do fall behind, I think they've got a better offense to come back or make a push late than Hempfield did most recently against the Bulldogs in a 16-9 game down there, where the Black Knights were up late heading into the fourth quarter, were not able to hold on. And I think if Wilson does get ahead, they still, as you said, Pat, have that puncher's chance because of that offense. But they've got to set the tone early because the physicality of the Bulldogs will wear down a lot of people, and recent history told us that against Hempfield.
I watched that Hempfield-Wilson game, and it wasn't a lack of offense as much as it was two great defenses going at it. Wilson sports a very, very good defense in every aspect. The secondary, the linebackers, the line. Yep. They like to play physical football. Wilson has had Manheim Township's number. They've beaten them in the playoffs the last 2 years. They've gotten them in the regular season. This could be the week, but it could not. I haven't picked against Wilson since I did it one time a couple years ago, and that taught me a lesson. So I'm not touching that one right now. But let's move on to a Section 3 matchup in your neck of the woods. That'd be Annville-Cleona and Northern Lebanon. Guys, this is a very interesting matchup. Looking at this, we also said this could be before the season, this could be a Section 3 championship game. Right. Still has plenty of implications. How do you see this one going down?
Well, it'll be interesting with some of the things that have happened in Northern Lebanon this week with the forfeits. I think that's going to probably motivate them even more to come out with a win. Annville's got an opportunity to kind of upset that apple cart a little bit. It's a big county game for them. They dropped the overtime game to Elko early in the year, and that was a big game for them that didn't go their way, and they have a kind of chance to redeem themselves a little bit here. So, I still lean toward Northern Lebanon. I think they're going to get it done, and I think they're motivated to do that, but it should be a good one.
Yeah, I agree with Pat. I think it's going to be a big challenge for the Little Dutchmen simply for the fact their last couple of weeks have been blowouts at halftime. So the level of competition for them is really going to rise really quickly, and it'll be a matter of how quickly Annville-Cleona can adapt and also deal with Northern Lebanon's run game. I mean, Elko fell behind big, then had a 3-point lead late in that game, but of course gave it up because the Vikings went on to rush for 400 yards. The last one, Isra Winger's fifth touchdown of that homecoming win for the Vikings. So Annville's got to be able to deal with guys like George Thompson and Dustin Motter up front, and from then on, it's quickly how they can adapt to playing back to section football.
Should be another good one, Section 3. Always a crazy section. You never know what's going to happen there. Last game we're going to talk about is a Section 2 showdown. No first-place team in this one, but it's a very important game. That would be Manheim Central at Cocalico. This is one of the better rivalries in the LL. A lot of these teams both kind of circle this game on the calendar. I want to say that the team that loses this is out of the Section 2 race, but it makes things very, very difficult. Manheim falling 40-27 to Lampeter-Strasburg last week really set them back a little bit. Cocalico already lost to Lampeter-Strasburg. Has won 2 games since that. This is two teams that love to run the ball, love to get after it in the trenches. Manheim a little banged up. They're going into this one with a couple of injuries, but it's still Central Cocalico. Anything can happen. This one is in Denver. The Eagles veer offense. They're trying to get clicking after they stumbled a few times this year. Who do you see having the advantage in this one?
I think you got to flip a coin for this one. I think it's hard to envision Central losing 2 in a row. They don't do that very often. But at the same time, I think Cocalico's got a lot at stake. They're at home. They got to feel good about that, and obviously, won't need anything to motivate them for Central. So, it's hard to pick a winner in that one.
Absolutely.
I think the longer this game stays close, the bigger factor that will be for Cocalico down the stretch. I think for Central, you want to get off to a fast start to waste that sour taste out of your mouth from a week ago, but also those factors of being banged up, like you said, John. I mean, those injuries are going to wear most in the third and fourth quarter, and of course, as the game is at home, the Eagles will have that little edge when it matters most. So I think if Central's able to get out to a fast start, they could have a classic Central bounce back win. Otherwise, the longer this game stays tight, the more you got to favor the Eagles in this one.
Yeah, both of these teams trying to stay in the Section 2 race. Both of them trailing Solanco right now, undefeated overall, undefeated in the section. So if they want to try to keep pace with the Golden Mules, they're going to have to try to win this one. All right, that about does it for the LL Football Preview Show. Thank you for tuning in. For updates on all your favorite games, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And as always, enjoy the games this weekend.